Imagine a country without physical borders, a nation where your passport is a digital key and the laws are written in code. Picture a place where millions of people from all over the world gather, not on land, but in a shared digital space. They work together, they build together, they create their own economies. This isn't a scene from a distant science fiction movie. This is happening right now. We are witnessing the birth of something truly revolutionary: virtual countries, or as we'll call them, digital nations. Online communities so powerful and organized, they start to look and act like real countries, challenging our most fundamental ideas about belonging to a nation. These new digital realms are more than just websites or forums. They are complex societies with unique rules, cultures, and governance systems. Think of massive, sprawling online game worlds where millions live second lives, forming alliances, building entire economies from scratch. Or consider decentralized blockchain networks where users collectively own and manage the platform, voting on its future direction. In these spaces, your identity isn't tied to where you were born. Instead, it is forged through your actions, your reputation, and your contributions. This shift is one of the most significant social experiments of our time, a quiet revolution on our screens. The idea of nationhood has long been tied to physical land: mountains, rivers, coastlines, governments, flags, anthems. For thousands of years, that was our bedrock. But the internet has changed everything. It has connected us in ways ancestors couldn't imagine, letting us form deep bonds with people we may never meet. Those connections now form societies that exist purely in the digital ether, unbound by geography. What happens when a community's shared identity is stronger online than offline? What does citizenship mean when it's a subscription or a token in your digital wallet? These aren't just abstract philosophical questions. They're practical realities for millions already citizens of digital nations. They are pioneering a new form of social organization that could reshape global order. This journey into virtual countries explores the future of society itself, a future built line by line in the invisible world of code and data. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into this fascinating new world. We'll be your guides on a 20-minute tour inside these virtual countries. We've broken down this complex topic into several easy-to-follow chapters. And, just a heads up, you'll see a short description on the screen at the start of each new chapter to help you follow along. Our first stop will be to answer the most basic question: what exactly is a digital nation? We'll define the concept in simple terms. We'll look at how online platforms and virtual spaces are beginning to function just like traditional countries, complete with their own members, rules, and even economies. We will explore the very essence of what makes these online groups tick. Next, we'll pull back the curtain and look at the engine running these digital worlds. Our second chapter will explore the key technologies that make digital nations possible. We'll demystify blockchain. We'll demystify smart contracts. We'll demystify decentralized governance, using simple analogies to make them easy to understand. You'll see how cryptocurrencies can function as national currencies, and how lines of code can act as unbreakable laws that govern entire communities. This section is about understanding the building blocks of this new frontier, the digital tools that allow people to construct societies from the ground up without a single government's permission or a single patch of physical land. After covering the theory, we'll move on to the real world. In our third act, we will present real-world case studies of digital nations in action. We'll tell the story of Estonia's e-residency program, which allows anyone in the world to become a digital resident. We will also explore huge virtual worlds and powerful decentralized organizations that are already clashing with traditional legal systems over issues like taxation, regulation, and crime. This chapter will highlight the real conflicts and collaborations at the border between the physical world and the digital one, showing how these new nations are challenging the authority of old ones. Finally, we will explore what it's actually like to live in one of these digital nations. Our last chapters will focus on culture, identity, and daily life. How do people build trust and reputation in a world of avatars and usernames? How do businesses operate? How do creators make a living? We will look at social norms, rituals, and unique languages that emerge in these societies. We'll share inspiring stories of collaboration, and cautionary tales of exclusion, and cautionary tales of control. By the end of our journey, you'll have a complete map of this emerging landscape, understanding both its incredible promise and its potential perils. So, what exactly is a digital nation? Let's start with what it is not. A digital nation is not just a popular website, nor is it just a social media group. It's more than an online forum for hobby chat. Think of it as the next evolution of online community. It's an organized, self-governing society existing entirely in the digital realm. They have distinct populations. They have their own rules and norms. They often have functioning economies. These nations give citizens a strong sense of identity and belonging. In short, an online community can become a digital nation. To understand this, look at core components. Traditional nation, citizens. Traditional nation, government. Traditional nation, laws. Traditional nation, economy. Digital nation, members and users. Digital nation, decentralized governance and voting. Digital nation, laws written into code. Digital nation, token and in-game economies. Consider EVE Online, a virtual universe with millions of players. Players form powerful corporations. Players build starships. Players wage epic wars over digital territory. Its player-run economy is complex enough for economists to study. Players form alliances. Players engage in diplomacy. Players create political systems. They feel betrayal. They feel loyalty. They share a history from conflict and cooperation. For some, corporation identity can be more meaningful than national identity. This is a society with rules, culture, and power structures, a true digital nation. Digital nations appear in many forms. Some, like EVE, come from entertainment. Others are built as new social organizations. Example: Decentraland, built on Ethereum. Users buy, develop, and own virtual land. The world is governed by a DAO. Citizens vote on technical upgrades. Citizens vote on community policies. It's built on collective ownership and democratic control. A digital city-state run by its citizens. These examples show it's real for millions today. In any society, you need rules to maintain order. In traditional nations, we have constitutions, legal codes, a justice system, police, lawyers, judges to interpret and enforce those rules. Digital nations have their own version of this, but it operates on a fundamentally different principle. Code is law. This powerful idea means rules are embedded directly into the software that runs the digital world. Instead of a law being a piece of text that people can argue about, it's a line of code that executes automatically and impartially. This creates a system of governance that is transparent, predictable, impossible to corrupt. Let's break this down with a simple analogy. Imagine a digital vending machine. A traditional law might say, if you put $1 in, you are entitled to 1 soda. If the machine takes your dollar but doesn't give you a soda, you'd have to find a manager, argue your case, hope for a refund. In a digital nation where code is law, the rule is written as a smart contract. If $1 is received, then release 1 soda. The transaction is automatic and guaranteed by the code. There is no need for a manager or a judge. The code enforces itself. Digital nations manage everything from property ownership to voting systems. This new social contract is made possible by technologies like the blockchain. A blockchain is a shared, unchangeable ledger. It records all transactions and records rule changes. When a community votes to change a rule, that decision is recorded on the blockchain for everyone to see. The new rule is then implemented in the code. The blockchain is decentralized and secured by cryptography. No single person or group can secretly alter it. This creates transparency and accountability often missing in traditional systems. Every citizen can verify the rules and see how they are applied, fostering trust in the system rather than in any single leader. Of course, this approach has its own challenges. What happens if there's a bug in the code? If code is law, does a bug become an exploitable loophole that is technically legal? These are new kinds of constitutional crises. Early DeFi examples show millions lost from a single smart contract flaw. That has led to formal code audits and community-led bug bounty programs, which act like a digital judicial review. Citizens are constantly experimenting and learning how to build robust, fair governance in this code-driven world. So, what does it mean to be a citizen of a country you can't find on a map? In the digital age, the concept of citizenship is being completely redefined. Traditionally, citizenship is granted by birthright or through a long bureaucratic process of naturalization. It's tied to a specific piece of land and a government that controls it. In a digital nation, citizenship is often much more fluid and accessible. It might be as simple as creating an account, or it could involve purchasing a specific digital token that represents your stake in the community. Your passport is not a paper booklet, but a cryptographic key that gives you access to the digital realm and proves your identity within it. This new form of citizenship is based on participation and contribution, not geography. You become a citizen of a digital nation by actively engaging with it. In a decentralized autonomous organization, for example, your citizenship is often tied to holding the organization's governance tokens. The more tokens you have, the more voting power you wield in community decisions. This model turns citizenship into a form of active ownership. You are not just a resident, you are a shareholder in the society's future. This creates a powerful incentive for people to contribute positively, as the success of the digital nation directly translates into the value of their own stake in it. Identity in these digital nations is also constructed differently. In the physical world, your identity is often defined by documents issued by a government, a birth certificate, a driver's license, a passport. In the digital world, your identity is built on your reputation. It's the sum of your actions, your creations, and your interactions within the community. Platforms are developing sophisticated reputation systems that track a user's contributions, their reliability in transactions, and their standing among their peers. This reputation becomes your most valuable asset. It determines who will trust you, who will collaborate with you, and what level of influence you have within the society. Your digital passport is a living document, constantly updated by your behavior. This shift has profound implications. For people living under oppressive regimes or in regions with limited opportunities, digital nations offer a chance at a new kind of freedom and economic mobility. They can join a global community, find work, and build a reputation based on their skills, not their nationality or background. This allows for a form of global talent arbitrage, where anyone with an internet connection can participate in a global economy on a more level playing field. Citizenship becomes a choice, a conscious act of joining a community whose values and goals align with your own, rather than an accident of birth. It's a powerful vision for a more open and interconnected world. Digital nations versus traditional states. When we compare digital nations to the traditional states we've known for centuries, the differences are striking. The most obvious one is territory. Traditional nations are defined by physical borders. Their power and authority are fundamentally linked to control over a specific piece of land. Digital nations, on the other hand, are borderless. Their territory can be a server. Their territory can be a decentralized network. Their territory can be a shared virtual space. That makes them immune to physical invasion, but it also leaves them vulnerable to hacking and to denial of service attacks. Their sovereignty is not based on military power, but on the resilience and security of technology. Another key difference is enforcement of laws. Traditional states rely on a monopoly on violence. Police, military. If you break the law, you can be physically arrested and imprisoned. A digital nation cannot do that. It has no police force to knock on your door. Instead, it enforces rules through code. Violate terms of service, and your account might be suspended. Try to scam someone in a blockchain economy, and the smart contract just won't execute. The punishment is exclusion from the digital society, not physical confinement. It's a softer, but often equally effective, form of power. Economic models also diverge. Traditional nations fund themselves through taxation. Taxes pay for public services, roads, schools, defense. Digital nations use different models: sale of digital assets, virtual land, governance tokens, small transaction fees on platform activity. Some DAOs keep a treasury of cryptocurrency. Citizens collectively manage it and vote on spending. That creates a direct link between economic activity and public funding. Perhaps the most profound difference is sovereignty itself. Traditional state authority is absolute within borders. Digital nation sovereignty is complex and contested. It sits in a legal gray area overlapping many countries. A citizen in Germany transacting with someone in Brazil. Which law applies? This is a central conflict of our time. As digital nations grow, they will increasingly clash with traditional states over regulation, taxation, and legal authority, forcing us to rethink where true sovereignty lies in the 21st century. Why we join the pull of the virtual frontier. With all the challenges and uncertainties, why are millions of people flocking to these new digital nations? The reasons are as diverse as the people themselves, but they often boil down to a few core human desires: a sense of belonging, a search for opportunity, and a yearning for freedom. For many, modern life in the physical world can feel isolating. Traditional communities have weakened, and people are searching for new tribes to belong to. Digital nations offer a powerful sense of community, connecting people from all over the world who share a passion, a goal, or a set of values. In these spaces, they find camaraderie, shared purpose, and a collective identity that may be missing from their offline lives. The promise of new opportunities is another powerful magnet. The physical world is often constrained by geography, bureaucracy, and entrenched interests. It can be difficult to start a business, find a good job, or have your voice heard. Digital nations are like new frontiers, full of open space for innovation and creation. They offer a chance to build something from the ground up, whether it's a virtual business, a new piece of art, or an entire political system. For creators, developers, and entrepreneurs, these worlds are blank canvases where the rules of the old world don't always apply, allowing for explosive creativity and the potential for new forms of wealth creation that are accessible to anyone with a good idea and an internet connection. Freedom is perhaps the most potent allure. Many digital nations are explicitly designed to be alternatives to what their creators see as the restrictive and inefficient systems of traditional governments. They champion ideals of decentralization, individual sovereignty, and free speech. In a world where people feel increasingly monitored and controlled by both corporations and governments, the idea of a self-governing community where you have a real say and your rights are protected by immutable code is incredibly appealing. It's a vision of a society where power is distributed among the many, not concentrated in the hands of a few, offering a form of political and economic liberty that many feel is eroding in the physical world. Ultimately, people join digital nations because they offer hope. They represent a belief that we can design better ways to organize ourselves, to collaborate, and to live together. They are massive social experiments, testing out new models for everything from governance and economics to culture and identity. While some may fail and others may turn into digital dystopias, the very act of building them is an optimistic one. It's a declaration that the way things are is not the only way they can be. People are not just logging into a website, they are stepping into a new world that they themselves can help shape, driven by the timeless human desire to explore, to build, and to create a better future. Section 1. The Dawn of a New Social Order. We have journeyed together from the very definition of a digital nation, from the complex technologies that power them, from real-world legal clashes, to the vibrant cultures blossoming within these virtual frontiers. We promise to show you what these new societies are, how they work, and what it's like to live inside them. We have seen that this is not a distant future, but a present reality. The rise of digital nations represents one of the most profound shifts in human social organization, comparable to the birth of the modern nation-state. It is a quiet revolution, coded in blockchain, spoken in Discord channels, and lived through avatars. This challenges our deepest assumptions about borders, citizenship, and community itself. The core lesson, humanity's desire to form tribes and build societies, cannot be contained by physical geography. The internet has provided a new, infinite territory for that drive to flourish. In these digital realms, we are seeing grand experiments in governance, experiments in economics, and experiments in identity unfolding in real time. We've witnessed the promise of decentralized democracy in DAOs, the empowerment of creators through NFTs, and the offer of global opportunity from projects like Estonia's e-residency. These are not just technological curiosities. They are bold attempts to build fairer, more efficient, and more open societies. Yet this new frontier is fraught with peril. For every story of empowerment, there is a risk of exploitation. The radical transparency of the blockchain can become a tool for surveillance. The promise of decentralization can mask the reality of a new digital oligarchy. The absence of traditional safety nets leaves citizens vulnerable to fraud and scams. The inevitable collision with traditional states over law, taxation, and authority creates a complex and uncertain legal landscape. These digital nations hold up a mirror, reflecting our highest aspirations for a better world, and our oldest tendencies towards power, conflict, and control. As we conclude our 20-minute guide, the story of digital nations is clearly just beginning. We stand at the dawn of a new social order, the full implications of which we can only begin to imagine. Will these new societies offer a genuine alternative, a path to greater freedom and global cooperation? Or will they simply replicate the flaws of the old world in a new digital skin? The answer is not yet written. It will be decided by the choices we make, the systems we build, and the values we choose to encode into the foundations of these worlds. The future is not just something to be watched on a screen. It is a collaborative project waiting to be built. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the virtual frontier. If you found this exploration as fascinating as we do, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more deep dives into the technologies and societies shaping our future.